Hi, it's me, Tracy, your literary and tea time companion, and I'm hoping that you will join me today for another cozy read along with me. I was so happy when so many of you replied to my Read With Me video last month in April that so many of you enjoyed it. I was just so delighted, and I thought we will bring this back again, and possibly we'll do this maybe once a month. Wouldn't that be really delightful? I was also just so thrilled that many of you were not just reading along with me, but you were doing other enjoyable things as well, like journaling, crafting, knitting, sewing, making your dinner even. It just, anything goes here. So please join me however you would like to. Let me be a companion along with you while you maybe get something practical done. Maybe there's something that you need to do, a task that you need to complete. And I think we've all been there when maybe we've stumbled a bit or procrastinated a little bit, so that we need some company. Let me be your company to help you get that task done, or just make your afternoon or evening, or maybe it's the morning for you, maybe you're working on something. Let's make everything a little bit more happy and delightful together, shall we? I have quite a stack of books. Perhaps this will be a little bit longer a video this time. Make your cozy drink. Get ready with whatever it is that you need to or want to enjoy along with me, and I'll meet you back here on the sofa. I have a lovely cup of jasmine green tea while we read today, so I will be sipping on this. And I do have a little snack of grapes, healthy grapes. Have a little snack if you want along with me while we read and whatever we need to do today together. And I will be reading today, and I just brought home from the library The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I've been waiting on this for quite a while, many months on a waiting list, because this is quite a popular read. Maybe some of you are already aware of that. And let me just give you a little bit of the premise here. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people, and as librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she hasn't had to. She and her assistant, Kaz, a sentient spider plant, have spent most of the last 11 years sequestered among the Empire's precious spellbooks, protecting the magic of the city's elite. But a revolution is brewing, and when the library goes up in flames, Keela and Kaz steal whatever books they can and flee to a faraway island where she grew up. But to her dismay, in addition to a nosy and very handsome neighbor, she finds the town in disarray. The Empire has slowly been draining power from the island, and now Keela is determined to make things right. But opening up her own spell shop comes with its own risks. The consequence of sharing magic with commoners is death. And as Keela starts to make a place for herself among the townspeople, she realizes she must break down the walls she has kept so high. This, I have just started, but a little bit of it, and the cover is gorgeous, isn't it? It is really charming, and this is going to be a very fun read. And I'm loving the plant Kaz already. He's going to be one of those sweet and sassy sidekick type of characters, even though he has a plant, a nice little house plant. And I'm just so excited to read more of this. So I will read this now. Oh yes, this one's going to be really fun. How are you getting on with your reading or with your task for today or whatever project you're working on? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you're reading, what you're doing along with me today. And it's nice to have a cup of tea. It's been a strange spring here. Sometimes it's been very chilly, like a breath of winter is close on the heels again, or another day it's very warm. Today it's very windy. I'm sorry if you maybe are able to hear that a little bit. I'll be lacing some music along with this video, so maybe that won't be so bad. And I also have a clock that ticks in the background, so a little bit of a ASMR quality type of a video. And I also have a change of read. I wanted to switch over to some poetry, and this is a new purchase. Rainer Maria's Rilke's Book of Hours, the Book of Hours, and this is the translation by Edward Snow. I love Rilke. This is a brand new book, long heralded as a masterwork of modern German literature. The Book of Hours from 1905 marks the origin of Rainer Maria Rilke's distinctive voice and vision, where clarity of direction meets unexpected imagery and first-person poetry, discovers its fully lyric possibility. In these audacious poems, a devout but candid speaker addresses an ultimately unknowable deity, passing through love, fear, guilt, anger, bewilderment, loneliness, tenderness, and exaltation in his search for meaning. In this dual language edition, Edward Snow, the most trustworthy and exhilarating of Rilke's contemporary translators, is most accessible in the English as never before. Snow retains a striking fidelity to the German text while also conveying the captivating psychological presence that animates Rilke's best poems. And we have I love dual language books. We have German on the right and the English translation on the left. I don't really speak German. I can read just barely a little of it. I had a semester of German in the early days of high school. We had a FLEP program, foreign language experience, which was designed to give us a little taste of particular languages before we chose to study them throughout high school. And I had 3 semesters, one each of French, German, and Spanish. I ultimately chose French. The interesting thing is that Norwegian is rather has a Germanic base, so I sometimes can pick out some words in German, even though don't ask me to speak it. I'm not sure if I could read a whole book in German, but I'm loving having the German along with the English. I love seeing the original words, and this translation in English, the best. It really is. It's so beautiful. I have read a little bit from the book already. I'll just share one poem with you right now. I am your anxious one. Don't you hear me surging against you with all my senses? My feelings, which have found wings, circle like white birds around your face. And my soul, can't you hear it there? Standing before you in a robe of silence, doesn't my springtime prayer ripen in your eyes as on a tree? If you are the dreamer, I am the dream. But if you choose to be awake, I am your will and become the master of all majesty, and round to perfect stillness like a star above the far-off city of time. I love Rilke, and I love this book of poems to God, finding the nearness, the closeness, the love of something beyond ourselves. I love poetry like that. And so I will read a little more from this for a while. It's so beautiful. I think I must read this one for you as well. It's so beautiful. I love you, you most devious of laws, by whom we are ripened as we fought with you. You great homesickness, which we never overcame. You forest, whose way out we never found. You song, which we sang when all went silent. You dark net in which our feelings, as we tried to flee, were caught. For you, it was such a great beginning on the day you planted us. And we have grown so ripe in your sun, become so broad, so deeply rooted. Then in leisure, now you can perfect yourself in humans, angels, and Madonnas. Let your hand rest now on heaven's rim and mutely bear the dark we cast on you. Such a beautiful, beautiful collection of poems. The Book of Hours by Rainer Maria Rilke. I can highly recommend this collection. My Regency reading for the month of May has arrived through Interloan through the library, and I have two rather big volumes here, and I have another one to come, so I will have 3 Regency reading related books for this month. A lot of reading for May as well. If you are new here, I have been doing a Jane Austen and Regency reading project. This year, it's a year-long project. I will leave a link in the description box below if you would like to find out more about the project, and maybe you would like to join me in reading some Jane Austen and Regency period related books. First, I have Eavesdropping on Jane Austen's England: How Our Ancestors Lived 2 Centuries Ago by Roy and Leslie Atkins. Rather charming cover. And this is covering quite many different things related to Jane Austen's time period, primarily, with hints of Jane herself sprinkled in. There's everything from topics of growing up, being children in the Regency time period, matters of the home, living home life, fashion, also hygiene, as well as different things related to spirituality that look like they could have probably a humorous tone here, or maybe serious as well. One of the chapters is sermons and superstition, so probably the juxtaposition of the spiritual and possibly the pagan. This will be interesting to read. work in the time period, and those who were laborers, but those who were also of the leisured classes, the wealthy. Pleasures and leisure, even topics like medicine, healing. There's kinds of topics. There's quite a range of topics here, and what is rather nice about this particular book is there are two sections of photographs, illustrations, and examples of various things related to what is covered within the book regarding Jane Austen and her times. So I'm going to dip into a little bit of this, and I also have Rob Roy by Sir Walter Scott. Unfortunately, there's no a dust jacket for this one. Probably lost a long time ago, and I have not read Rob Roy before. I have not read Sir Walter Scott. I do recall having a very beautiful antique edition of Ivanhoe. I don't actually recall reading it though, and I don't have the book anymore. Rob Roy is one of Sir Walter Scott's epic classics, set in the tumultuous Scotland right before the Jacobite rising in 1715. The story is a harrowing tale of the fight for justice and a poignant commentary on the social conditions of Scotland during the early 18th century. The novel centers on Frank Osbaldeston, the narrator of the story, who is sent to stay with his uncle, Sir Hildebrand Osbaldeston, in Northumberland, and crosses paths several times with the mysterious and powerful figure Robert Roy MacGregor, known as Rob Roy. So this will be, I'm having a feeling this would be almost a bit of a swashbuckling type of a story. And this will be interesting to read. The text is rather small as well, so that will be also maybe a little bit of a challenge as well. So I will start with a little bit of the eavesdropping on Jane Austen's England, and we'll see if we dip into some Rob Roy as well. Oh, this is nice. In the beginning here, there's a map of England, and specifically places geographically where Jane Austen lived and maybe traveled. This book has such a great beginning. It's telling us about, of course, we begin it with Jane Austen's her birth, and quite a few things happening in the time period where, especially, the novel is a novel thing. It was around 1700 when laws regarding publishing and how publishing was practiced and distributed to a larger public was changing and increasing, and various things in a printed form were becoming available to the population that was becoming more and more literate as time went by. And the novel being such a new thing in the 1700s, and there was both a praise and criticism for the novel. Many novels were deemed very pulpy, what we would call pulp fiction and escapism, and we certainly have books like that today. Reading can be everything from something scholarly, things for us to learn by, or things to just relax, to enjoy, and a bit of escapism sometimes. And we certainly maybe need a little extra of all of those things these days. But it was just very interesting to read in the beginning. I think I mentioned this in a previous video about the time period Jane Austen was born into and lived. It was a time of war. There were great upheavals during the Regency period, the 1700s and the 1800s, and the early 18th century into the 19th century. There was a lot of change happening in England and Europe in general. There was a lot of war. We only get very snippets of it in little small references in Jane Austen's complete novels. But they were the background. It was the background of her time and her life, and it is just very fascinating to consider the advances in technology, science, and not the least literature as well. This is going to be great reading. I think that I will save Rob Roy for another time. This is quite a lot to enjoy in one go, and quite a lot to think about in one go. I will save Rob Roy for next time for us. And for a little bit of fun reading, I have some manga today. I have volume 6 of Vampire Knight by Matsuri Hino, and I have volume 10 of Spy Family. I'm making some good progress with this series, and I just recently picked these up at the library as well. And I'm really, really enjoying Vampire Knight. It is a high school, an academy setting, and with young people and their relationships and their lives. And there's the day class with humans, and the night class is full of vampires. It's a really fascinating story. And on the cover is Yuki. And Yuki is caught in a bit of a friendship and almost, I would say, almost tragic love story, love triangle with two fellow students. It's a fantastic story. I love it so much. I think I will read this for a little while. I've already made a bit of a start on this one. I'm really loving Vampire Night so much. It's charming. It's fun reading a school, young people. Just it makes you remember your own experiences in school and how sometimes it was hard. It was hard being at school. It was hard and navigating fellow students, let alone people, grown-ups. It's just really, really a lot of fun, and the story does have some very complicated details relating to the humans and the vampires, and it's just a lot of fun. I really love it, and if you are looking for a manga series, or if you're looking for a series for young people, I can recommend Vampire Night or Spy Family as well. This is a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me today for another cozy time together while we read, while we do our work, while I can be a companion for you, while you do what you enjoy or what you need to get done. Please let me know what you've been doing today, and let me know if you would like to have another video like this, if you would like another time together like this, on the sofa with our reading and just enjoying each other's company, that I might be a companion for you. Let me know if you would like perhaps an alternative, maybe a combination of reading and writing style video. Let me know what you would like in the future, and I will see what we can manage to put together. Thank you so much for joining me today. There will be more book adventures coming up very soon. And in the meantime, I wish you happy reading, and as always, many blessings. I'll see you soon.